everyone, and welcome to the Beez Knits Podcast. I'm Jess, and I will be the host of your podcast. I already have no idea what I want to talk about. Any returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you guys coming and, sitting with me for about a half an hour every week and, commenting on my videos and joining my Ravelry group, and just a big thank you to all of you. If you are a new viewer, welcome. Come join the fun. We have a group on Ravelry. You can find me on Ravelry. You can find me on Instagram. I'll leave all the links in the box below. And let's just get started. I don't really have a lot of housekeeping today, so let's see. I have one finished object this week, and it is, to me, a doozy of a finished object. Not that it was a large finished object, it's just that I'm very proud of it. If you remember, I was making the So Faded pint-sized sweater by Andrea Mowry, and I used my own dyed yarns, and these are the yarns I used. Try to hold these up. I used Savannah, Freezy Pops, and Drunken Cow, and I think these went together perfectly. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better fade myself. So if you're ready to see the finished product, look at it. Also, look at how great the back is. I love this right here, this color. I would love a sweater in that myself. I mean, look at just that much. Isn't it beautiful? To be fair, the other sweaters are just as nice. The other colors. So here's just a little close-up of the sleeve. I don't know if you care. You probably don't. So yeah. I started this on the 25th, and I got most of it done within about a week, like a weekend even. I did like up to one sleeve, and then I kind of tossed it to the side to relax and do some other stuff I had to do. And so I finished the sleeve. And not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm going to visit our friends that I'm trying to see if this fits their daughter. And I'm going to give it to them. And hopefully it fits, because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't. But I just can't get over how cute it is. It turned out so good. I love it. This is probably my current most, I'm proud of project. And I don't even care. It's awesome. So that is my only actual finished object. Put this up out of the way. And I was keeping that in my little Space Kitty project bag. So there's that. Okay, I have a half object. I finished one of my fourth pair of rye socks. This is just another pair of sleepy socks that I'm making for everyone for Christmas. If you remember last podcast, I talked about how much I hated working with the yarn, so I really powered through yesterday, and I feel like it was powered through. I was right here. I had just finished all the decreases here, and so all I had to do was just the straight pattern until the decreases for the toe, and now I'm concerned that I'm not going to have enough yarn to finish the second one, so I should really have measured this in some way, but I just thought I would have enough. So if I don't have enough, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to buy another skein because I don't want to have to use up more of this. Ugh. Anyway, that's my half object. I'm happy to be half done with the project, but I also wish I was totally done because I hate it. And I don't know, it's the thing that I'm least excited about out of all the things I've ever done. I just don't like the yarn. I would never buy it again. Which brings us into whips. Oh, I was going to say, the yarn, if, I don't know, maybe you like it, maybe it's just not good for this specific project. I just feel like it's so rough. This is what it looks like. And it's the Big Twist Chunky Ombres in their Whisper colorway. And I don't know if you can tell, but it looks kind of strange even. I shouldn't have bought it. I knew better. But it did make for a nice baby blanket. But I don't like it as socks at all. I hate it for socks. It's also been doing a number on my hand. It's just very stiff. and difficult to do. But anyways, this is the second shock. The second sock. And I've gotten through 5, maybe, repeats of this pattern. Maybe 6. Maybe more. I don't know. I'd have to count. I'm not really that invested in it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I lied. 9. 9 repeats on this. I don't know. It's okay. Like, they look nice. I love the way that it looks with, like, the micro stripes. Is that what this is called? Maybe. But, I mean, I think that's fun looking. I like that. I like the colors. I just hate the actual yarn. So I'm going to try to power through this sock within the next 2 weeks to be done with it, because I don't know if my hands can handle finishing it by the end of this weekend. It is Tuesday, so I do have a lot of time, but I started another project, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so that is the first of that. And the other thing that you have seen before that I have made progress on is Nate's brick sweater that I was making him. If you remember, I was fighting with the sleeve. I finished one. Ta-da! A sleeve. A completely finished sleeve. Do you see this? I think I deserve a round of applause for this. Okay. So, I've got my needles in. I picked up my stitches off the waist yarn. And all I gotta do is pick up a couple stitches in the armpit area. And I am gonna be going to town. I tried this on him like 5 times, and I'm pretty sure he didn't enjoy that. Like, he acted like I was annoying him when all I said was, "Can I see your arm?" And I just, shoved it up his arm. But, boys. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking really fast today, and I'm in a hurry for no reason. I guess I'm just getting business done today. I don't know. Do you not like that? Should I not do this again like this? Anyways. Sleeves done. Tried it on a bunch of times. I took notes so I can just work my way through. The next one, I'm hoping to finish this sweater in total before the end of September. It's already so cold now. It was 50-something this morning outside. I mean, it's almost time to pull out some gloves when you're trying to drive because the steering wheels get so cold because it gets so cool overnight. And the only thing I was going to show you was that the last time you saw this, I was here. And I did all of this since, we talked Thursday? So, I felt proud of myself. I even did some knitting without looking while watching TV, which is the first time I've done that, and I didn't drop any stitches. So, I'll call that a success. Okay. My last whip is my newest whip, which I just started last night on a whim because I had been looking and deciding between 2 sock patterns, and I wasn't sure which one I wanted to do. I was trying to decide between the Clark sock that just came out and the Speckled Space sock, and you won't even know which one won if I was to show you because all I've gotten done is a picture of the toe. But I will start with saying that this is a yarn I dyed, and so I just wanted to see how it would knit up in actual socks since most of the ones I've just done little swatches of. And this is Lightning Bugs. And, can you see that? The lighting is, this is kind of close. It is white base with the neon yellow streaks throughout. And then it's got blue and really dark brown speckles. That's brown, not black. Pretty sure it's brown. Yes. So that's that. And I really like it. And I'm also, this is the first time I am doing 2 at a time socks. The first time I'm doing 2 at a time toe up. Officially. I tried to do a pair of socks before, and I had 2 really long needles, but instead of just magic looping them, instead of using 2 sets of circular needles, because that was my yarn kept getting tangled because I had 2 balls of yarn, and then my 2 sets of needles kept getting tangled, and I just gave up and I separated them, and it was not a pretty sight. So this time, since I learned from my last mistake, I decided to try just a regular magic loop and 2 at a time toe up, and it worked so much better. And these are my socks so far. And not that you can tell because I started from the toe, but I am doing the speckled space socks. And I thought this yarn would be perfect. Look at that. For this pattern. That's the word I'm thinking of here. So that's those. I am really enjoying this right now. The thing that is interesting about these socks that I had not done before, I don't know if other patterns have done it, and I don't think this is giving anything away because I'm pretty sure it was a free pattern, is for the increases on the toe, they do a yarn over for the increases instead of like the Knit Picks Go Your Own Way socks that does a knit front and back. So this is different. I don't know. I like it, but I don't, because one of the sides on one of the socks is loose. I'm having a tension issue, but like I said, it's just on one side. Like, here's one side. That looks pretty fine. Here's the one that I'm having tension issues with. See that? Not as fine. Also, as you may know, I've been dyeing half skeins of yarn. So this is 50 grams, so it gives me 230 yards approximately. And if you buy a normal skein, you get 100 grams, about 400 yards. Excuse me. That didn't need to be as big a production as it was. So I'm a little concerned about running out of yarn and not making them as long as I want. So I'm not sure if I want to rip out the toes and do like a contrast toe heel and cuff, or if I should leave this as is and just do a contrast like cuff and heel. I don't know. I don't really want to rip it out, and I'm probably going to keep going, just have shorter socks. I don't mind having socks in like varying lengths. Some people are like really particular about their socks, and I apparently am not. So I might just knit until I run out of the ball, which means they'd only be not just a touch. They'd be a bit shorter than the Hermione's Everyday Socks that I did, because that was also a 50-gram ball. I don't know. I did contrast heels, toes, and cuffs on that one. And I also did quite large toes on it. Actually, maybe I should rip them out. I mean, proof of concept, I can do it. It was successful. I don't know. What would you do if you were not sure? Do you like taller socks? My husband loves taller socks. I could not make him a pair out of this as is. I would have to do the contrast stuff on this. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. It's only like an hour's worth of work. I didn't get very far. I didn't even finish the toe increases yet. So I don't think it would be that bad if I pulled it out. I don't know. What do you think? Would you? I probably should, huh? I'm talking myself into it. I don't know. If you have an opinion before I decide, let me know. Oh, also, in case you didn't notice, I'm wearing my Normal Into shawl that I finished last week again. You can get a look at that. I still haven't blocked it, but I'm going to keep wearing it because it's so comfy. Also, I'm a little cool because, like I said, it was 50 degrees this morning, and it's only 10:15 now, so it's still cool in the house, especially the back room that I'm in tends to stay cold. So I'm a cold. I really could put on a sweatshirt if I wanted to warm up. Okay, so that is all of my whips. I've only got 3 whips, which I feel like is good because had I not started those other socks, I would have only had 2, and that would have been good. My goal is to get all that stuff done by the end of the month, and as today's the 12th, I've got over half a month to go. I think I can do it. Okay, let's see. I don't have any stash enhancement. I did not buy myself any yarn this week or any, stitch markers. I didn't make anything in particular. So that is not a section for us today. We can go straight into the knitting plan / my to-do list. Obviously, finish the rye socks and start one more pair of rye socks to finish my gift knitting up. After I do these speckled space socks, I am planning on doing the Clark socks anyway. I really think they're gorgeous, and I want to make a pair. They look so fun. So that's the goal there. And the only other thing is I want to make an Exploration Station, the shawl by Stephen West. I looked at a bunch of patterns, and I've seen a bunch of stuff other people have been knitting right now. And I don't really want to do a What the Fade shawl. I don't particularly want to do a mystery knit along right now. I was looking at some simple brioche projects is what I wanted to try brioche because I've never done that stitch before. And the Exploration Station has like a panel of it. I think it's just one. So that I could do it. I'm also considering the brioche like bandana, like cowl scarf thing. I'll put that in the show notes because I'm not entirely sure what it's called now, and I don't know how to say... I don't even remember the name of the person who designed it now. Oh my goodness, I'm driving myself nuts. Unrelated, but related to that, a lot of people have been making it. I think one of the lovely ladies from the Grocery Girls did one, and that was where I first got my wheels turning. And then I saw the most recent podcast, or the second most recent podcast from Ravelry Knitter, and she did one, and I want one of the DK weight ones of those with a speckled yarn. Everyone who's made one like that has just been gorgeous. Also, I've not worked with DK yarn yet, so I would like to do that. A lot of people also seem to like that weight of yarn, so I kind of want to try that out. So that is definitely on like the mental list of things that I would like to do. If I make it, I don't know if I'll keep it for myself, even though I really want one. I might give it away. I've been trying to do more gift knitting because as I sit here and think about like the things I want to knit, I don't have room, nor do I need that many like items. Sorry, there's a fuzz in my way. Like, I don't need 50 scarves. I don't need, 10 shawls. I don't need... Okay, I do need like 30 pairs of mittens. I go through mittens like crazy. When I'm out shoveling, they get wet and I have to set them out to dry and I have to put on a new pair and go out again. So I do need a lot of mittens. Knit hats are always good. But I mean, we already have so many scarves and stuff that I never needed this technically. I wanted to make it. But I could have survived without it. And so that's why I'm kind of having an issue with the speed at which I've been knitting lately. Even though I've been doing a lot of gift knitting. And I enjoy knitting, so I like working on it. I'm kind of concerned that I'm going to be inundated with knit things that I wanted, that I don't need, that I'll have to eventually, relinquish and either give to someone or, try to give to the thrift store. I don't know. I don't really want to think about that, especially with the price of yarn and the amount of time that goes into projects. So I might end up giving, I don't know. What do you guys do? Do you only knit for yourself or do you only knit for other people? Do you feel guilty knitting a bunch of stuff for yourself because you don't have anywhere to put it all? Like, do you think it's just too much? That got in a weird tangent. I'm just going to cut that off because we don't need to have a conversation about minimalism right now. So anyways, Exploration Station and that brioche cowl and Clark socks. That's my knitting plans. Wish list. Not plans necessarily, but a wish list. Excuse me. I think I'm getting fibers like in my throat from my cowl. Well, shawl, Jess, that's what it technically is. There's just like a lot of yarn fiber floating in the air lately, I feel like. Okay. Okay, Beez Knits yarn. That's where we're at now. I posted on Instagram, so you may have seen that I had dyed up a kettle dye version of fall formal flannel, which is just what I've been calling it for now, and I don't have it to share with you because it's already wrapped up for my mom's birthday gift. If you would like to see pictures of it, there are pictures on Instagram and on my Ravelry, and I'll put them in the show notes as well. Last week, I told you about when I had drying, which I can show you now is this. And it's just a kind of, we'll call it tonal purple with blue speckles. Caked up, you don't necessarily see the speckles as much. I'm trying to see if I can find a spot where I can show you, I don't know, like right here, how you see the blue. It's not like an in-your-face kind of speckled one. It's definitely more subdued. Let's see. Don't have a name for this yet. I was initially thinking of naming it something like Trunks, the character from Dragon Ball Z. I thought about naming it Amethyst. I don't know, grape juice, grape soda, whatever. So I don't have a set name for this. Maybe you can help me come up with a name for this. That would be fun because I don't know. And if I ask Nate, it'll be something ridiculous. It's always something ridiculous from him. So this is picking it up mostly true to color. I feel like it runs a little blue on screen. It's a little more purple in real life. So that's that. That was when I told you about last week that I had done. And the other colorway that I did, which is currently my favorite, I'm calling Road Trip, and I tried a totally different technique, and I love how this turned out, and I definitely want to make more of this. I'm thinking that I want to use this yarn for basically everything. I want to use it in maybe the exploration station. It might be one of the colors that I do. So, bam. Yeah, see, this looks nice already. So you can just, like, accept the beauty that is Road Trip. I was racking my brain thinking of a name, and as I was thinking, something in my head was talking about the Rocky Mountains, and something that I probably haven't told you guys was that when Nate and I got married, what we did for our honeymoon was the Babe Rally. And the idea of it is you take your car from the Big Apple to the Big Easy. So we went, it normally goes from New York City to New Orleans, but because that was the year that the hurricanes had hit, they started, a few states down so that we didn't, have issues trying to drive, and we didn't cause all those people problems, and it was just kind of like an easier solution to it. So I think we started in Virginia, maybe Maryland, I can't remember now. It was 4 years ago now. But the point is, it's a banger car rally, there we go, that you drive. A car you buy it for like about $500, you make it somewhat, safe enough to drive, and then you drive it for about a week. From there down, for us it was a little easier because some people had to drive to the starting point, and we live in New York, so had to start in New York City, we would have had to drive only like, say, 4 hours. Where we went, it was only a 6-hour drive to start. But one of the guys, for example, drove all the way from California to the starting point, and then down to New Orleans, and then back over to California. But he's a big car guy, and he does all the rallies and stuff, so I'm pretty sure that was nothing for him. So one of the legs of the drive we went through between North Carolina and Tennessee. We were like right on the border, right where the mountains are, and there was no service, so my GPS didn't work, I didn't have any maps, and we were just kind of following the road until we could catch service. And the trees and the mountains and the natures and like the rivers and lakes out there are gorgeous. It was my favorite place that we had driven through. It was just absolutely gorgeous, and if you have the ability to go for a drive through that area, do it. You would absolutely love it. That's all I can say. I cannot say enough how much I had loved that area. That was the best leg of our trip when we were driving through that area. I loved it. there's a lot more to that story. I'm sure that if anyone wants to know, I can tell more. That's like the big thing that we had done. We're not big on going on a lot of vacations and stuff like that. And that was the last Babe rally they were doing, so we insisted on doing that. And everyone thought we were crazy for doing it for our honeymoon. And everyone thinks I'm insane for, agreeing to do it. But I'm also one of the, we both really wanted to do it. So, I don't know. I like that kind of stuff. So, that's another thing about me, unrelated. So anyways, back to the yarn. So I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about, all the different things you see on a road trip. And I just felt like this yarn, with all of the different colors, just really spoke to me about that general kind of thing, and there's these red speckles and there's these bright green spots and there's those red, I don't know, this doesn't really focus, but I just feel like, well, the greens, the blues, the grays, the speckles, that this is, like the embodiment of the idea of road trip. So I love it. That I actually legitimately named myself. And I'm definitely looking forward to dyeing up a bunch of these. Which brings me into the next thing about the yarn. Is that I'm slowly getting together the shop. I've got my Store Envy page loaded up with some pictures of a couple of the yarns that I have dyed up already. I think I'm going to do some pre-orders. The question I have is, what bases do you do most of your projects in? I'm looking at fingering, DK, maybe, and worsted weights. So definitely looking at fingering and worsted weights, I'm thinking. And then the question is, for sock yarn, do you prefer, 100% superwash merino wool? Do you prefer an 80-20? Do you want a 75-25? How many people really use Stellina when they knit? I never liked the sparkly yarns at the store because they were kind of scratchy. And I feel like all the sweaters I used to see in the store that were done with sparkly yarns were scratchy and looked kind of cheap. So I never liked it. But I did actually see some yarns with Stellina in it, and they looked pretty, and they looked nice, and so I'm kind of tempted to do some knitting with that type of yarn now. So I don't know if anyone else, do you like doing it? I mean, some people, I watch their podcast, and they definitely use a lot of sparkle bases. So I think that there is a market for that. I've just never used it, so to me, it's weird, even though I love sparkly things, so I don't know, take that how you will. But yeah, the question I have for you is, what fiber content and what weight of yarn do you prefer for most of your projects that you would buy, that you are buying? I think that's all of that. I'm hoping to try to get out this squared away to do pre-orders maybe somewhere between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. I know that's kind of a ridiculous thing. If I get enough information from you guys, then I would feel confident starting around the holiday season, trying to get stuff prepared. We could even do pre-orders up until New Year's, and then I could get all the dyeing and everything shipped out definitely before Valentine's Day. These are the things I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm going like this in my infinite wisdom, moving my hands down here so you can't see. So maybe I will open pre-orders up sooner rather than later. But I want to know, I mean, I could just open pre-orders for every kind of yarn that I'm thinking about carrying for all the bases, and then have people pre-order, and then order the amount of yarn I would need for that, because I don't have the capital currently to just buy large amounts of each kind that I think people would like and that I would want to use. So I kind of want to get an idea before I place an order. So I know one of the people in the group had told me that she was more of a worsted weight kind of person. So, and I totally get wanting to use like a more bulkier yarn. It's nice that projects go faster. I think it's a lot lighter on your hands. Like, it doesn't hurt as much if you have arthritis or whatever other issues you could have. Not everyone wants to make, fingering weight sweaters or socks, and there's all kinds of projects that you can make. Shawls. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and that is the greatest thing about knitting, is that there is a room for every kind of knitter, and there is, a yarn for every person and a project for every person, and it's really kind of nice that there's such a loving community. And I'm kind of going on a weird tangent now, but we're going there. That everyone, like, no one's is like talking crap about, oh, so and so only makes hats with, worsted weight acrylic yarn, because who cares? You can have whatever you prefer to use, and other ones, people like that. I mean, there's always enough yarn for everybody. There's enough projects, and if you don't like it, scroll past it. If you love it, tell them you love it. I mean, don't be an asshole, because we don't need any more of those. And I gotta stop going on these weird tangents. There's no reason for it. Let's see. I don't know. So the question is, what kind of yarn do you like / want to buy? What should I name this purple one? Also, pre-orders. I definitely want to do this one. I want to do a bunch of this one. It was fun to dye up, and I really love it. I cannot wait to knit with this. I might knit myself up a pair of socks, just to see how exciting it turns out. I feel like it's going to be really nice looking. I haven't done any swatches or anything yet, but this is one of the ones that I'm most proud of that I did. I love them all. It's like when you have children and you don't have favorites, right? I mean, there's some that you're like, well, today you're not my favorite, but you love them all the same. But I'm definitely proud of this one. This is the one that I've done most recently that I am proud of. Is that what we'll say? I don't know. Can I just show you this forever? All the links will be in the show notes. I will try to more concisely ask my question in the show notes. Description box will have everything you need to go to the Ravelry group, my Ravelry page, and my Instagram, and the store if you want to just take a look at it for now. It's not done. Everything is said as coming soon / pre-order. I'm thinking about opening pre-orders. Excuse me. I am for sure dying. No, I'm not. Yes. I'm thinking about opening pre-orders soon. I'm also thinking about if anyone is a dyer who wants to do a swap. I'm also thinking about maybe sending out some skeins before the pre-order opens to a couple of podcasters. Maybe for them to either use and or give away as prizes. Kind of like get the information out there and kind of get the yarn in everyone's mind before I pre-order, just because then I would probably have more people telling me what they like. I don't know. This got to be a really long section about nothing in particular. The only other thing that I normally talk about is the things that I've been watching and listening to. I've only really since Thursday finished watching Narcos season 3. They did a really good job with that season, so if you haven't seen it yet, you should watch it. If you've seen the first 2, if you haven't seen the first 2, if you haven't seen the first 2, watch those. And I lie, I just finished watching The Path with, I think his name's Aaron Paul. He was in Breaking Bad, and he also is a voice in BoJack Horseman. And so I finished watching that, and I talked about that one before, where it's about the cult / movement. Excuse me. Yeah, like little hiccup coughs and stuff. I don't know. It's a bad day today. So I finished watching The Path. I got really sucked into the last episode, and now there's no more to watch, which I always hate. So I know a lot of shows going to start up soon. It's September. TV is coming up. I don't know. I feel like I don't have a lot to say as far as TV shows. Oh, why did I? I'm sorry. I think I just shook the camera. I don't know. I feel like I should talk more, but I've been talking for 35 minutes straight, basically, so I guess I will let you guys go. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you liked it. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe on the video. Apparently those are important things that I need you to do so other people can join us. Also, please join the Ravelry group. We have some new people in there, so it's starting to kind of liven up a little. You know, if it's just me, it's boring. If I got like 3 other people, then it's party. So come join us. Come say hey. The more that you do these things and comment on the videos and like the videos and join the Ravelry group, the better chances that you have that we can do giveaways, that we can do knit-alongs, you know, we can do more stuff than me just sitting here talking at you. So come interact with me and the other podcast babies. That's really stupid. I'll probably never call you guys that again. But yeah, come join us. It's fun. We are a great group of people already. So I think that's it. I'll try to get back to you guys again the normal Tuesdays. I think I fixed most of the issues with the last podcast. The sound I think was fine. I did kind of something weird at the end of the video. I thought I could put different links in and I couldn't, so I'm trying new things. If the things don't work, let me know. Constantly trying to figure out how to do a better opening, better podcast, better ending, etc. So if you have any suggestions, questions, anything, hit me up. And that's it. Alright, thank you so much for joining me. Bye. What is this? Bye. Oh god, it's all terrible. Bye.